Hey guys, Denim Dax here from Daxius Productions, and today we're going to be looking at a budget gaming PC build that a lot of you have been asking me to do lately, so I'm bringing this to you today. I wanted to get it done over the weekend, but sadly I had to work over the weekend. I do apologize for the delay. But with that being said, we're going to jump right into this. For the motherboard, I chose to go with the Gigabyte GAH110MA Micro ATX LGA 1151 motherboard. Whew, try saying that 3 times fast. Now this motherboard comes in just under or at $60 depending on where you purchase it at. Now this is a excellent little Skylake DDR4 motherboard that has everything you need for a build of this nature, though of course don't expect any fancy features for the price. Gigabyte is known for producing some top value for money and reliable motherboards, and this one is no exception and will serve this build well. Now with the motherboard, what are we going to put on it to power it? Well, your answer is the Intel Core i3-6100 3.7 gigahertz dual core processor. Now, I know what you're thinking. Dual core processor. Why? Well, I thought about this and originally I was going to suggest the AMD FX 6300, but the i3 6100 um, really outperforms the FX 6300 in most cases, and this is the latest 6th generation Skylake processor from Intel. Now, it has a faster single core performance. While it's essentially a dual core processor, it can still handle multi-threaded games easily due to its hyper-threading technology. It also comes with a decent CPU cooler, which is good enough to keep things running nice and cool, so there's no need to buy a separate cooler. Next up, we're going to be looking at your memory, your RAM, and that's going to be the Kingston HyperX Fury Black 8 gigabyte, 1 by 8 gigabyte DDR4 2133 megahertz memory. Now this memory is coming in at around 54 to $57 depending on where you shop. Um, Now, this model is well priced and one of the best selling 8 gigabyte RAM sticks right now. And Kingston is a reliable memory manufacturer. Enough said on that. 8 gigabytes is definitely the sweet spot for gaming right now. Yeah, you could shave off a few dollars by going for 4 gigabytes and getting away with it. Not really noticing much of a difference in gaming performance. However, now we're starting to see some games really benefiting from 6 gigabytes and above, so you might as well get 8 gigabytes and be done with it. RAM is fairly cheap right now, and as for getting more than 8 gigabytes, it's a waste money for a budget-friendly build like this, and it's better spent somewhere else. So with that being said, we're going to look at the guts for you gamers, your graphics card. For that, I chose the EVGA GeForce GTX 1050 Ti 4 gigabyte SE Gaming ACX 2.0 video card. Now this video card is coming in at about $150 right now. Um, this is the biggest factor when it comes to gaming performance, is your graphics card. And we were looking at the $150 mark for this build. Now, the 1050 Ti is an excellent buy for gaming on a tight budget and has been released and been getting great reviews from reliable sources from around the web. And I honestly predict that this specific card is going to be staying as the #1 recommended budget card for a while to come. Now, with this card in your rig, you can expect to play modern PC titles very, very nicely in full HD 1080p resolution, even with the in-game graphics settings cranked all the way up to the maximum. Plus, with its nice amount of onboard VRAM, 4 GB GDR5 to be exact, you'll be able to play the latest games smoothly for quite a while. Now, to give you a general gaming performance for the 1050 Ti 4 GB at 1080p, you're going to be seeing a smooth to very smooth gameplay. If you want to crank that resolution up to 1440p, it's still going to be playable for the most part in a lot of your games. Now at 4K, this card is just going to be unplayable at 4K. I'm sorry, it just cannot do it. But keep in mind, this is a budget card. It is overclocked right out of the gate for you, so it's going to give you the best bang for your buck on that. Now the above guidelines that I just displayed is just an overview of what sort of performance you can expect from each main resolution size in modern graphically demanding games on ultra settings with everything cranked up to the max. Now, with this card being chosen, I also took an account for the budget build's i3 processor and the 8 GB of DDR4 RAM. Now, in older and less demanding games, you can obviously expect even better performance out of this beast of a budget graphics card. Now, for storage, I chose the Western Digital Caviar Blue 1 TB, 7200 RPM internal hard drive. Now I know what you're thinking, an internal hard drive, where's the solid state? Well, I'll get to that in a moment, but for right now, we need storage for our programs and our games out there for you gamers. So I chose this 1 TB for this budget build, namely because really it's the most reliable brand name for hard drives, and 1 TB is also more than enough to please most people. However, since this is a budget PC, you could save a little extra money by opting for a smaller size drive, such as a 500 GB, but I would recommend sticking with either a Western Digital or a Seagate hard drive in those regards. Now, I am going to include a solid state drive for this build. It's totally optional. I am not including the price of the SSD in this budget build at all. Like I said, this is optional. But if you do want to put a solid state drive in there, I recommend the Kingston SSD Now UV400 120 GB SATA 3 internal solid state drive. Now you can pick this up on Newegg right now for about $42. Um, it's a totally optional component. You don't need an SSD, but these days they're quite affordable and it's a great addition to any build that will allow for much more storage. It's very simple to set up as well for beginners. You simply install your operating system, or OS for those of you that know what it is, and any frequently used programs or games on there, and then you make your Western Digital hard drive or Seagate as your secondary drive where you stash all your other files. Now, that being said, we need to put all of these components into a really nice home. So, let's talk about cases. For the case, I chose the Rosewell Galaxy O1 ATX McTower case. Now, uh, this case fits all of our needs nicely as a budget-friendly enclosure that doesn't sacrifice much on quality at all. It's sturdy enough and will comfortably house all of our precious components with room to spare. It's got decent airflow and built-in cooling with 3 pre-installed fans for you for that airflow, so you don't have to go and buy case fans with this one. It has plenty of ports, including a USB 3.0 port right there on the front, and drive bays, and is easy to work with for first time builders. To top it all, it has a nice blue LED in the front for that nice lighting effect, as you can see here. Overall, a great buy and easily one of the best gaming PC cases under $50 right now. Now, last but not least, we need something to push all of this together. So we come to our power supply. So for power supply, I chose the EVGA 500 watt 80 plus bronze certified ATX power supply. Now this isn't a modular power supply at all. This is a budget build. Now often the power supply is overlooked and underestimated for the importance of a decent power supply. Now this one is a excellent choice for reliable power for your gaming PC. It's a decent quality unit and has a 80 plus bronze rating, which is great, and 500 watts is more than enough for our needs with this build, including plenty of wiggle room to accommodate any potential upgrades you may wish to make later. Now, with that being said, all of this together, if you were to buy it right now, you're going to be looking at about $500. Now, if you were to buy all this today, you do have a $10 mail-in rebate on that EVGA 500 watt power supply. But other than that, it's all pretty much straightforward. Um, so you'll still need a operating system and peripherals on top of that. So you'll need a keyboard and mouse if you don't have one already. Now I'm not gonna recommend any peripherals at this time, but operating system right now I do recommend Windows 10 Pro. Um, at first, I'll be honest, I wouldn't have recommended it, but as time has gone on and I have played around with Windows 10 more and more, coming from Windows 7 Ultimate, I have really started to fall in love with Windows 10 Pro. Now, set up properly, it's a great operating system and you can pick it up for about $120. With Black Friday and Cyber Monday rolling around, you might even be able to pick it up for a good sale price, not just on Windows 10, but on any of these components as well. So with that in mind, I hope you guys enjoyed this build that I put together for y'all for a great entry level budget build for gaming. Um, this is something that I am very passionate about. I love doing this. I love talking this stuff with you guys and passing this knowledge on to people that might not be as tech savvy as myself or other YouTubers out there. So with that in mind, this is Denim Dax from Daxius Productions with gaming your budget gaming PC build for November 2016. If you like the video, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button down below. Give us a thumbs up if you like it, a thumbs down if you think it's trash. For those of you that want to troll me in the comments, by all means, you can go right ahead because I'm not going to pay attention to you. So you have no air in your tires. You can just keep going down the road. But for those of you that are really wanting to learn and feel comfortable about building your first gaming PC, or just aren't really sure about any of these parts, I'm more than happy to help any of you people out there. I love doing this and I love helping you come to a good choice on any of these components or maybe even an upgrade. So until then, this is Denim Dax from Daxius Productions signing off. Be good to your neighbors, love your gamers, and stay out of trouble, boys and girls. Until next time.